Your favorite couples here so easily accessible. Grab your headphones, hit play, turn up the decibels. Master of the pod like a young Skywalker. Shout out to homie Yoda, cause great all we talkers. The crew is firm, so it's love to AZ. You signed the template. Scorch the competition simply. Sure to get you high like some true West Coasters. Look at the flick of the wrist. One Guardian Leviosa. LA is always sunny. Comic-Con with honeys. Pokemon and Dunny. Sneaker hype, be sticking money. And Rachel rolls her eyes and see Lee made it funny. Time flies and now my flux capacitor is running. You not rocking with us, you like a muggle wizard, see. Just stupefy yourself with the wave of wizardry. Like Mario standing still and the left's a moving screen. A world full of nerds, but only two nerdly. The dopest show you ever heard, you see. It will be. In your eardrum like an infectious beat. We complete. They like when the short and long hear me. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdly. The dopest show you ever heard, you see. It will be. In your eardrum like an infectious beat. We complete. They like when the short and long hear me. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdly.
Welcome to the Nerdlies. I'm Chris.
I'm Rachel.
Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing today, this week, whatever time you're listening to this? It is February already. We finally got out of January, which felt like the longest month of any year that we've ever been in. I don't know if you guys felt that way. I felt that way. I don't know. Rachel, did you feel that way?
Kind of, I guess. I don't know.
With all the stuff going on, I felt like it was quite a crazy month. But anyway, we are approaching February 14th, which to most people is Valentine's Day. Well, I mean, to us, it's Valentine's Day too. Mm-hmm. But do you know what this year is for us?
No.
It is going to be our 5th year of this podcast.
5 years, wow.
We started this podcast on February 14th, 2015.
Damn.
It's kind of crazy, right? Crazy to think about.
I'm sorry, I'm watching Keanu do her little butt wiggle.
Oh, she's trying to hunt something right now?
Yeah, I think she's hunting the little squeezy thing that's under the table. But anyway, yeah, that's crazy. It's been 5 years. It's nuts.
Yeah, we
There she goes.
gone through. There she is. I was just going back and listening to a couple of older podcasts just because we're talking about our friend Everett yesterday, because big congratulations to our friend Everett. Obviously, he just won. He was part of the team that made Hair Love the best animated short this year at the Oscars. He actually was on stage to accept the Oscar with the team and everything.
It's fucking awesome.
Big congratulations to him. Yeah. Big claps. You know, if you guys don't follow Everett Downing, it's eDog Downing on Instagram. I think he's still Mr. Scribbles on Twitter. He might be eDog Downing on Twitter too. I can't remember if he's changed it or not. But I went back and listened to that episode with him. He's such a delight. If you want to listen to it, episode 110 with him. But yeah, like I haven't watched that short yet. I've heard so many great things, and you watched it. Yeah,
amazing. Yeah, it's really, really good.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have you watch it right now. It's only like 5 minutes, but it's really, really good. Really
I will
good.
watch it at some point. I meant to watch it before, and I for some reason I got distracted or something like that. I saw the link and then I didn't click on it. I think it's crazy that these, like, you know, one of the guys that's the main guy for it is Matthew Cherry. He used to be a athlete as well. So like in the last 2-3 years, 2 athletes have won the best animated short, because Kobe Bryant won it in 2018. And now Matthew Cherry's won it this year, which is pretty crazy. I think that's cool that more, like, yeah, it's just different people that are able to, like, tell their stories and do a compelling animated short and win an Oscar for it. That's pretty awesome. But it was cool to just see our guy up there, see the picture of him. Because, like, obviously you kind of get disconnected from the Oscars for the most part, because, like, I don't know anybody who's in these big movies. Although one of our friends was a extra or background actor for 1917 that I just found out about. So
yeah. I don't know. Was he just not able to talk about it until now, or
maybe not, or I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with, like, background acting and stuff like that. So maybe he couldn't,
or maybe he just forgot to post stuff about it, or I don't know.
I mean, he does a bunch of stuff, and you just see him randomly. Our friend Jamie, he's been on the podcast a couple times with us with like some of our older San Diego Comic-Con stuff. But yeah, he's good dude, and always just popping up and stuff. And I'll just see him post, and it's like, oh,
Yeah,
was in that.
Well, he used to do a lot of stuff for Conan O'Brien and like was in some skits and stuff for his show for a while. But yeah, he does stuff here and there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. We're very proud of him as well. But yeah, Oscars just came and went. We didn't watch a ton of the Best Picture nominees, but I did see Parasite won. Pretty surprising victory for them. They actually won Best International Film, Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Screenplay, which I was like, holy crap, they really did a incredible sweep of some of the major categories. Joaquin Phoenix, of course, won for Best Actor, which was kind of expected. It was a great performance. But yeah, it was a crazy Oscars.
I don't know if you saw on Philip DeFranco today. He was talking about some stupid YouTuber who was like, ranting about it and shit. I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, it's just tough because like there's just gonna be people that just say dumb shit because they can, and it's awful. You know, like there's already that tweet that's already been going around. Everybody was like, oh, the Best Picture winner. It doesn't even speak English, blah, blah. I hate subtitles. Why can't we, whatever. And it's like, come on, man.
Grow the fuck up. Yeah. Like, yeah.
I don't know what you want from the Oscars. But yeah, no, I think it was pretty crazy. But yeah, we were, I didn't watch all of it, so I don't know who all the winners are, but I knew Roger Deakins was going to win Best Cinematography because he is just incredible, and and everything that he does is some of the most beautiful footage I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I wonder if these other cinematographers are like, ugh, he's nominated again.
Yeah, it was like, oh, did he make
a break for Christ's sake?
Like, man. Did he make a movie this year? Shit,
Yeah.
But
oh well.
Oh well. What can you do? But as a part of our 5-year anniversary, I do want to at some point. I'll post something up on Instagram, probably on Friday on Valentine's Day. I got to figure out exactly what I want to do, but I do want to give away some stuff to people because been 5 years listening to this podcast. Thank you guys for taking that ride with us. If you have, and if you joined late, that's cool too. But I want to be able to give back a little bit if I can. So I'll figure that out, and we'll post something on Instagram on Friday, I hope. Figuring out what we can do to give away a couple things to fans out there, because we love you guys, and we thank you for just at least tuning in, or even, writing reviews if you have, or subscribing and stuff like that. It's just cool to see that some people do know what we do and stuff like that.
Yes,
so
we appreciate you.
Yeah. One of the bigger things I did want to talk about. What do I want to start with? Let's start with some small stuff because I want to get those out of the way. The Super Bowl just happened. There was some trailers that happened during the Super Bowl. One of the bigger ones was the little 30-second spot that showed some stuff for the Marvel TV shows that are going to be on Disney Plus. What did you think of that little teaser?
That was pretty cool. I still don't. I have no idea what to expect for this WandaVision show. I'm kind of like, it's all like, to me, it almost seems a little too goofy. Like, I don't know how I feel about it because I like love them and I love their relationship, and I think part of me wanted it to be more dramatic, and it looks like it's just gonna be a weird kind of silly comedy where they like go through different decades and stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of cool. There's some cool moments, but I don't know how I feel about it, really.
I think it's going to surprise us. That's the thing. Because that was the one that I'm still... like we said, I really don't like the title. I don't know what it is about it that I just don't like the WandaVision title.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
The way that they showed it, it looks kind of insane. And I'm hoping it goes zany, but has a lot of heart to it. There's a bell going on back around. One of the kids found a toy with a bell on it. So
what is it?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it might be one of the toys that Cynthia sent us or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, he's holding it in his mouth. It's just a bell thing. It's like a plastic thing with a bell inside of it.
Oh.
That he's just carrying around in his mouth right now.
Oh my goodness.
He's the town crier right now going on. So,
I made the mistake. Well, we found out, we took them to the vet the other day to get some shots and just to check them out like we do every year. And Morpheus is a little bit fat. So we're trying to get him some exercise. So I bought him some new.
We kind of expected that, though.
I mean, yeah, we were kind of like, every time he jumps up on us, we're like, oh my God, you're so heavy. He's fucking close to 15 pounds. But anyway.
15.
Yes.
Don't.
Not 50, 15.
Yeah, just so people know that we're not harvesting a gigantic monster cat over here.
No. But anywho, so our vet recommended that we play with them more, and so I bought them some new mice the other day, and he just went fucking apeshit on that, and now it's like he's like remembering what toys are, and so he's grabbing everything.
Yeah, he really is.
It's like, oh, I forgot how fun toys are. Toys! Everywhere toys! But it was cute. He was actually playing fetch with me for a little while the other day, and he would like bring it back like Pharaoh used to do. I was like, oh, that's so cute. Like a dog, kind of.
He is kind of like a dog. He needs a lot of attention. Yeah.
They both need a lot of attention. That's why, I feel like most people who don't like cats, I'm like, they've met like one cat where the owner is an asshole to it, and so it treats everybody like shit. And so they just go, oh, all cats are like this. It's like, no, if you actually are sweet to your cats and you give them attention, they usually love you, and they act more like dogs than cats.
Yeah.
Or the traditional cat, It's like, I think most people just kind of assume that cats are going to be a certain way, and so they treat them like a certain way.
Yeah.
And I think I just spoil them with love, and then they just come to expect it from me.
That's true. It's true.
But anyway,
in any
digress.
Case, back to Marvel.
Yeah.
I do think that thing looks interesting. I think the screenshots
I'm excited for Loki. I think that looks good.
I think that looks cool. There was an Easter egg, I guess, that I was looking at, and like I was trying to figure out what the symbol was on his shirt. Because the only shot you get is of Loki saying, "I'm going to burn this place to the ground" or something like that. Mm-hmm. And the symbols on his shirt say TVA. And in the comic books, I guess, there was a thing called the Time Variance Agency. And they're like Marvel's time cops or something like that sort of thing. So maybe that's being introduced. But I don't know. That's what that's what so far I've seen for that. And then I thought it was really cool that the WandaVision stuff had, every era looks like a certain type of sitcom. Mm-hmm. And then they actually gave her the classic Scarlet Witch suit for like one shot. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was kind of cool. And Bucky and the freaking Winter Soldier and Falcon shit just looks great. I'm so excited for that. I'm excited to see Zemo again. I'm just interested to see how they play that. Because that's going to be relatively relevant, I think, because it's going to deal with America not being able to handle a black Captain America, I think. I'm pretty sure. I think that that was what the comic book was about, too, when Falcon takes over as Captain America. Because America isn't super cool sometimes.
Are you saying America's racist?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Because I am.
Rachel will go out on a limb and say that. Staying on the Marvel topic, 2020 or this year will introduce the Marvel Land, and they finally showed what we already predicted. That I'm just pointing at myself for no reason, even though I'm pretty sure a lot of people predicted it. It wasn't just me.
I think did we talk about it in the podcast? I can't remember.
We did. We talked about the Imagineering story. Yeah. But yeah, like the flying animatronic is gonna be Spider-Man, getting to flip around either around the land or in the ride. I'm not sure which one, but it's gonna look incredible. I can't wait to see it in person. Seeing him just kind of zip around. But yeah, that comes out this summer, which is crazy because the other big thing about Disneyland is that we did finally go on the ride. Mm-hmm. The Rise of the Resistance ride at Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge, Batuu. Got to join the resistance. And as we said before, we did watch one of the ride-throughs. But how did you, how did you feel leading up to the ride? I know we were at Disneyland. You had some back issues leading up to it, but you were
that was the first
adamant.
time. That was the first time. Well, I think it's the first time I've ever really been in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Apart from maybe like a hospital visit at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, we actually had to rent a wheelchair for me because I threw my back out, which is also a first for me. I don't think I've ever really aside from when I'm pretty sure I broke my tailbone about 4 years ago or something like that. But apart from that, I haven't ever really messed up my back before, and it was pretty bad. Like I could barely get out of bed bad. So we not from the very beginning, but about midday, we got a wheelchair for me so I could be more mobile. And but right now, if you don't know, if you want to go on the Rise of the Resistance ride, you need to get to the park before it officially opens for the day.
Yeah.
You have to have your ticket and walk through the gate and everything before 9:00 or whenever it opens for the day, because you have to scan your pass into the app, and then you have to basically, it's almost like buying a pair of expensive shoes or trying to get into San Diego Comic-Con. You have to jump into a queue, like a virtual queue basically, and then they assign you a group number, and they pretty much, it seemed like they were getting through maybe about 120 groups a day.
Yeah.
And that's just their way of being okay, we don't want the land to get overcrowded, and
because if you were to wait for that ride, it would be hours and hours now. You'd be waiting the entire day.
Yeah.
Just at that ride. Yeah,
because it's literally I would say over half the people that are coming to Disneyland are just trying to go on that ride because it's the big new thing. And I don't blame them because I'm there too. But I have to applaud them for doing it this way, because it really is nice that it doesn't, when you're there, you don't ever feel like it's overcrowded.
Yeah.
Every time I've been there, and I was kind of worried, because obviously the first few weeks, trying to go into the gift shops and stuff was a little bit crazy because you had to wait in line for that. Mm-hmm. But now it's really nice. You can go in any of the stores and it doesn't feel crazy. And I still just love being there in general. We were kind of worried because we got 85, 87?
78
or 78. Sorry. Yeah. 78 was our group number, and we were pretty hopeful because we knew they were getting up into the 80s or 90s usually. And so we got to go, and I guess I was kind of I'm not going to count my chickens until we get there. But then, when we're actually, outside of the ride queue, I was, freaking the fuck out. Because, of course, okay, we had all fucking day waiting for our thing to come up. We get there, and all the guys go, "We need to piss." And I'm like, "Are you fucking serious right now?" And they go on this pissing journey for, what felt like an hour. It was only 15, maybe. It was probably 10 minutes.
It was probably only 10 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah. But still, I was just I was just internally screaming, it is our time. We can go on the ride now. We've waited all day. I want to go on the fucking ride. Let me go on the fucking ride. So anyway, they were because Jamie came back. He's like, "Were you dying?" I'm like, "Uh-huh." I'm going to punch you in the face if you don't get in this fucking ride queue right now. But I digress. Anyway, so just as soon as we got past the little security line of people being "No, you can't come on this ride." Once I got in and saw the threshold or whatever, I was just started freaking out. I was like, "Oh my god, this is real! We're doing this. I can't believe it!" And the guy, one of the guys who worked there, I think he just immediately saw how excited I was. He's like, "Do you guys want a picture?" I was like, "Yes!" So we all took a picture right in front, and And like just the ride queue, it reminded me a little bit of when we went to the Avatar Land a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
They have like some really cool water features and stuff that you don't normally see in other parts of the park, which was cool.
Yeah, because the base is supposed to be like nestled within the within like a cave or whatever, just like any resistance base would be, because they have to be hidden away from the First Order.
Yeah.
So you kind of go through some like semi-natural features to get into the base. So yeah, you got to go through some of that, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, and so yeah, it had really cool like. Yeah, it felt definitely like I just love their world building and stuff, like how it feels like you're really going into these caverns, and then like you go into like the armory area, and then you go into one of the parts where it has the flat screen. What are you doing, crazy girl? She starts attacking my arm.
That's how she does it.
I know, she's like and then yeah, and then you go into a part where there's like all the so there's
flight suits and
the
helmets
suits and
and
helmets
stuff, yeah.
and like the costuming and stuff like that. And then you go into like a center room. I guess I'm like, how much are we talking about?
I don't know. I don't know whether we should spoil the ride for people or not. I'm kind of like curious what people would think, but
I guess like so mainly like. I'll just hit on like a couple of cool things. Like there's a part where Ray talks to you. I won't explicitly tell you how she talks to you, but Ray talks to you, and then BB-8's there and he's moving around, which is fucking insane. There's a part where she's talking to you. There's a part where Poe's talking to you for a little bit, and then I think for me, because I don't think I remembered watching this part of the ride walkthrough, but there's after that, the doors open up and you actually go outside, and there's like you go out into like a hangar where there's fucking life-size X-Wings and shit, and you see like Poe's ship with BB-8 in it, and it's just like
so great.
It's fucking awesome. Then you actually get on a transport ship. Like it looks like a transport ship, full fucking
opens like a transport ship.
Opens up and you get on it, and it's just like I was just losing my goddamn mind. I was like, I can't believe this is a thing. Like, I can't.
It's one of those things, like, you even if since we watched the video, we kind of knew what to expect beats-wise, for the most part.
Yeah.
But there is nothing that can replace how it feels to look at the stuff in person and actually walk up to it, be able to feel it, be able to interact with the cast members that are working there. Like, there's a moment, and I think everybody, if you had all been paying attention to the Rise of Resistance ride, everyone's seen that, just like the sea of stormtroopers. I think you've seen at least that. If you have any interest in going to the ride, you've seen that picture. Mm-hmm. But the way that it opens up to that is so incredible. It just feels so cinematic. In a way, the way the doors open, then you're just there. You're on that ship. You're just face to face with like.
Well, and that there's actual people there in Resistance or in
First Order.
First Order, like trooper garb, like escorting you out and kind of berating you and shit, and like.
Oh, it's very immersive.
And it's and like. And just like the vibe when you get off is like very stoic, and you really feel like, oh shit, I might be in some crap right now. So it was pretty tremendous, I have to say. And just like the effects that they do on the transport ship are just like, mwah.
Yes.
Like, they're so fucking cool. Like, I can't get over it. Like,
every little detail of that ride is incredible. And if you've seen the Imagineering store, you'll see some of what we're talking about. But nothing replaces actually seeing it when you whip around a corner and it's just like, oh, shit.
Yeah, like,
they made
honestly,
it in human scale. Like, that's
like, crazy. I have to say, like, if you were at all... Or I guess I don't know like how to put it, but like I get overly emotional and I get panic attacks very easily. If you are one of those people, and if you've been on the Harry Potter ride, you probably kind of maybe know what I'm talking about, how immersive that is. But like if you're if you're a Star Wars fan and you might get all verklempt about seeing anything there, I would highly recommend watching at least a little bit of it so that you have some idea of what you're getting into, because like I was, even after watching the video, I was still just losing my fucking mind.
There was moments in the ride where I wasn't sure whether the yell was going to be the start of a panic attack or if it was just the sheer exhilaration.
I never had
ride.
one. I never did.
No, you didn't. And that's, even if you did, it would have been fine. The way that you were yelling, it made me so happy too, because I knew like the joy of the yell, but I was like, I hope she doesn't get a panic attack just like starting out. But at this moment, she's like the happiest person I've ever heard in my life. And I was like freaking out too. I was just like, whoa. It's just, it really gives you that childlike wonder that really you want.
Does,
And even like our friends my friend Brian, and I know he's not a huge fan of like the new movies, but even he was like, that is the greatest ride I've ever been on. Like it was just an incredible experience. I can't wait to go again. I don't know when it would just wear off on me at all. I don't think it will.
Well, and like, I love that with the newer like technology and stuff, like even just with like Indiana Jones, like how like on that ride you can technically go into different rooms every time.
Yeah.
Like that's the same quality with this, is like they've made it so that each time you go on it, you could be looking at it from a totally different angle.
Yeah.
You could be coming in like a different side.
You can have different interactions with the officers if you want, because the officers are all in character and stuff like that, and they'll jive with you if you want to jive with them. You know?
Yeah, I might, if I get a little braver, I might try some shit next time. Because I'm wondering if like they would be affected by my Jedi mind trick or not.
Doubt it.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I think they would. The stormtroopers do.
The stormtroopers do, yes.
Well, at least with Rey, they do. I don't know if they would with me, but but yeah, like it was just like, I mean, if you don't know, it has a magnetic track, which is some of the coolest technology like ever, because you literally have like, because that's the thing is with it is that like obviously on normal rides, like even if you like you think you're going to be surprised by something, you can look down and see where you're going, because you can kind of tell where the track is leading you. And then this, like, you literally have no idea like where or when you're going to move, because you can move frontwards, backwards, sideways.
And it moves so smoothly.
So smooth and fast. Like,
ride,
it's crazy. It's crazy. And like, and then just the fact that because of this technology, they can move your entire car into something that moves up and down, or like acts like a motion simulator. Like, it's just like it's such an awesome time to be alive and a Star Wars fan right now. It really just is. Like,
it really is.
It's just amazing. Like, I don't know that I mean, I think if I hadn't known about everything, I probably would have had a full-on panic attack and cried. I don't think I cried. I got really emotional, but I didn't cry. I was just very, very excited. I screamed a lot.
You screamed a lot.
I was like thinking I wasn't going to have a voice the next day, but I screamed a lot. I was yelling a lot. But, whoo boy, that was something else, man. Like, and we were all like applauding at the end, like super, super stoked.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many moments that were just like, holy shit. Like,
it's one of those rare rides where you really do have to applaud.
You
afterwards.
do, yeah.
Like, you just have that feeling like, oh, we succeeded, we did this, or whatever. Like, you're participated.
Felt like a mission, a real mission. Like, we actually did something. Like, it was pretty fucking sick, man.
Oh, man. And I will say, in case anyone's worried that it's too much virtual, whatever, it is like 95% practical.
Yes.
Like, I think there are some screens, obviously, to like enhance the practical stuff, but it is really well done practical work for a majority of the ride.
Like, there's like
it's a really good
like
marriage of like,
honestly, like, I feel like you could do a legit, like, even if you just like sat back and waited for people to like move on for a little bit, you could do like a pretty sick photo shoot on this ride. Like, from beginning to end, like, there's so many amazing set pieces and
Yeah.
stuff. Like the fucking ship, it looks like you're on a fucking ship. Like it felt like I was just on a Star
And
Wars set.
I don't know if I
It was
was
insane.
I don't know if I was imagining this, and maybe I was, but like we were on the First Order ship, like, and that's not a spoiler. If you know anything about the ride, you'll probably figure that out. You're on the Star Destroyer, and like when we're waiting for that part of the ride, like I don't know if it was just me feeling like subtle movements or if I was just imagining it. I'm just like, is this supposed to be feeling like I'm on a ship? And there's a little bit of a jolt. I don't know. I felt like that. But maybe that was just me because I was just too hyped. Maybe it was just vibrations of my own body manifesting. Holy crap, buddy.
Dude, what are you doing?
Cat just jumped up and wanted to make a scene here. But yeah, like I can't say any more praise about it because it's just one of the most like incredible fun rides to be on that we've been able to do. And I will absolutely go and wait again to do it. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I have a friend of mine who is a big Star Wars fan, and I'm already like planning on taking him just because he hasn't even been to Disneyland in like 20 years or something in general, and then he hasn't seen any of it. So that's like I said, I think I've said this before, but that's like one of my biggest pleasures in life is like getting to see someone else experience something really cool.
Yeah.
When I know that like they're gonna freak out, I'm just like, like I enjoy like facilitating that kind of pleasure and experience. Like it's such a fun thing to get to share with other people.
No, it's really cool. I'm very excited to do that, and I'm glad that we had a good group with us. That everyone was super jazzed to see it, and it was just fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a great group, and we got some really cool pictures in front of the Millennium Falcon and stuff.
We did. We actually paid for the Max Pass for once, and we got actual professional, the quote unquote professional photos from the Disney photo people. Thank you to them.
A lot of them are professional photographers. Like
they are actually. I think we know a couple of them. Actually.
Yeah, well, it's weird because I was at California Adventure not too long ago, and I noticed that guy that we saw online.
Yeah.
He was taking pictures of. I think he took photos of you guys when you did the Doctor Strange group.
Yes, he did.
And I noticed him, and I was like, "Oh, he works here. Okay, that's cool."
Yeah.
And then we saw him in line, and then like literally like it's like 2 weeks later, I see him again in line, and he's like, "Oh, hey guys." He's just trying to get people in. But
super nice dude.
Yeah.
Super nice dude. Yeah, so that's it. Go if you can. Come out to Disneyland or Disney World and go on that ride if you're a Star Wars fan because it's incredible, absolutely incredible.
Well, and then they finally. Did you watch the little like trailer-ish thing for the hotel?
Oh yeah.
You watched it?
I think so. Yeah, and then they are starting to do the reservations for it, right? Sometime soon.
Yeah,
I don't know when exactly.
Yeah, I think it might be in March or April or something.
Let me look that up and verify for you guys.
But this hotel that they're building looks like so cool. Like I really want to go to it because like they were showing that like kind of like the Rise of the Resistance ride. Like when you arrive at the hotel, they like escort you into like a transport vehicle, and it makes it feel like you're like launching into space.
Yeah.
And like launching into like this thing, and then I guess like they're actually like they're building because are they building one in California or just?
I think it's just Florida. I don't think they have the room to build one in California.
Excuse me, sorry, I'm sick. But they're actually the way they're building it is kind of like going to be how they built Grand Californian, where there's going to be like a private entrance to Star Wars Land. Yeah. Which is fucking incredible. Like
that's
it's
so cool.
Because it's gonna be like, we're landing in Batuu or whatever, and so or we're gonna like make a stop and. Well, it's kind of cool because it's almost like the Floss in Paradise thing. Yeah. From Fifth Element, like you're basically on like a galactic like
cruise ship or whatever. Yeah.
And like it makes stops at certain planets and stuff, and so like it's gonna have its own entrance to Star Wars Land, which is really cool. Yeah. And then like you can go like, cause it's like they're basically making it like almost like a hotel cruise ship, which they're very experienced with making cruise ships now because they've built like a shit ton.
They have made a ton of spaceships, cruise ships. Yes,
which is, and it's kind of, I almost wonder if that's gonna be like weird because like, or like gonna mess with your head at all because like every room like has windows, but the windows are screens because because
you're supposed to look like you're in space.
It looks like you're in space.
Oh wow, yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah,
so like there's literally like no daylight ever. Like it's only
Interesting.
So like that's something I was thinking of as I'm like, because I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, there's literally no windows because they want you to think that you're on a spaceship. So every like quote unquote window is a screen that looks like, but it's gonna look like ships are going by and shit, which I'm like, that's so cool. And like they were showing one of the rooms and it like has like almost like mom and dad's beds, and then there's bunk beds that look like the ones that like Chewie sleeps in. I'm like, oh, it's so cool.
That's
like,
awesome. That's
fuck,
really
man.
cool.
Like I gotta go there just to like do photo shoots and shit. Like, it's so cool. Like, but like, as a kid though, can you imagine like I'm gonna get in this transport thing? Oh, we're going to space.
My
like,
God.
it's so cool. And then like, and you can go, and I guess they said like in your room, like there's certain, like I guess you can like pick missions you can go on and stuff, and then like, well, I think part of it is they teach you certain things about like navigating the ship.
Oh, okay.
So then when you actually like, you can go visit like the hull or like not the hull, but the like
bridge or
the
whatever.
Bridge, when you go up there, like you can like there's these screens you can interact with to like communicate with other things or like to help steer the ship and like do engineering things and like so just incredible. I just can't believe that this is a thing. Like, and I'm like, I don't care that it's for kids. I'm fucking going. But
you did famously say that if you could have done the lightsaber training stuff as an adult, you would have done it.
Oh hell yeah. Well, I'm still like eventually, and I gotta see if there's, because I think there's a lot of blackout dates around my birthday, but at some point I want to make my own lightsaber just to do
absolutely,
just to do the thing, because I've heard it's really fun. It's because it's kind of like well, I believe that at least one of, if not several people who were involved with Harry Potter Land helped with Star Wars Land, which would make sense because like a lot of the stores are like themed in that same way, where
same
like
vein,
where
it's in world stores, rather than,
like where at Harry Potter World, like there is there's a store that sells like t-shirts and stuff, but it's like when you get off the ride, it's like it's supposed to be like almost like a Quidditch store, and so there's like there's apparel related to Quidditch and all this other stuff, and like and then like there's one whole store that's just candy and stuff because it's supposed to be the Honeyduke store, and then there's like the joke shop, and that just sells like almost like magic stuff and toys and stuff, and then there's like the animal, and that's part of the thing too, is like there's one store that's just animals, so it's just all stuffed animals. And they have that in Star Wars Land, where they have like a creature shop where it's just all the different animals, and they have a store that's like eclectic things, and they sell like trinkets and knickknacks and stuff, and they have like the wooden toys and things, and like so it makes it seem like you're actually in like a like a village. I mean, it's still stuff that's Star Wars related, but they blend it in, and like you can only buy stuff related to the First Order in the First Order camp area, and like you can only buy the Rebel stuff in the Rebel area, which is it's really awesome. I really love
and
how
they don't have normal merch because wouldn't have normal merch, like the stuff that's Mandalorian is over in the Star Tours area, because then you can spell regular merch over there. It wouldn't make sense to sell Mandalorian merch in Batuu because it's not part of the story. Of that area.
Like so, like in Batuu, you can buy like Jedi robes and like almost like costume pieces and stuff there. But and so it's
the planning.
Awesome.
The planning is pretty incredible. I agree. But yeah, so that go to Star Wars Land if you can, if you're a Star Wars fan like us. I know we've been talking about Star Wars for like 4 episodes in a row. It's kind of our lives. Keanu's sleeping on the staircase right now, like a real weirdo. I did want to talk about some movie trailers, and in particular one movie trailer that did come out during our time between this last 2 weeks that we did the show. The Fast and the Furious 9 trailer came out, and I just want to talk about this real quick because, guys, what the hell is happening? I mean, I find I have a hard time judging the series because it has become just an action spectacle. I get that. It's a weird, like ridiculous action spectacular, and that's the appeal. It's a fun car chase. There's always ridiculous shit. Vin Diesel appears to catch a car at some point during this trailer, which is ridiculous as hell. But I think the thing that really got me was, obviously I love this character. I thought he was really cool in Tokyo Drift. He's been used effectively as like a story point, and like he was in, I think, Fast 4 and Fast 5. People will correct me on that, I'm sure. But they just randomly reintroduce Han in the trailer, and I'm like, okay, are we full on going like time heist in Fast and the Furious now? Like, is this what's going to happen? I don't know what the hell, because like I said, I have a hard time.
Can I do a time heist?
Yeah,
in my life.
it's one of those things. Like, I wish, I know that the story is supposed to be ridiculous, but is this where we were going? I thought we were just going to go to space or something, you know? Like, I thought we were just going to have a moon race at some point. That's being.
I think they're waiting till like 10.
Yeah, right. That. It'd be like Jason X.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how the hell that happened. But me and my friend Brian were talking about it, and we're like, even if it does happen, why would you show that in the trailer? Why not save Han for like the biggest surprise of the movie when you got there? Like, I don't know why you don't save that also.
Yeah.
But
that was like what I was saying about Spider-Man. What was it? It was Far From Home. I forget that they're like similarly named. There's Homecoming, and then there's Far From Home, and then there's gonna be Homeward Bound.
Yeah.
Home on the Range. I don't know. I got a lot of home stuff. But Far From Home, in the trailer, they show him telling her that he's Spider-Man, and I was like, "What the fucking fuck, man? Like, why? Like, why would you show that in the fucking trailer?" Like, and that made me really mad. So, like, yeah, I can only sympathize with you guys on that. That's a really weird.
It's a weird choice.
Make,
it's an odd choice to make for a trailer. I mean, it's just gonna be ridiculous. I'm gonna watch it because I'm like, okay, now I have to watch how they explain it. So maybe it was effective. Maybe that was what they wanted you to do, what they wanted, because they knew the story wasn't gonna really hold you.
Guess it's gonna blow your mind. Back from the dead.
Yeah, because apparently John Cena being Vin Diesel's brother isn't enough. You know.
Oh my lord.
You know. When I heard a quote from a friend. I don't personally agree with this at all times, but one of my friends did say, "Why is Hollywood trying to make John Cena a thing?" I think that's really funny.
I agree. I have to agree because
I don't have a rebuttal to that. But I do think that's funny. It's a funny point to make.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he seems like a sweetheart. Like, he just does.
And kids love him. Kids absolutely love him from the WBE.
Yeah.
He's a really, like, he is, I think, besides Justin Bieber, I think he's like the person who's done the most Make-A-Wish visits for kids.
Oh, really?
I think he might hold the record. I'm not sure. Like, yeah. But he's obviously very popular among kids who watch WBE. So, like, I get it to an extent, but also I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, like, he's very exuberant, and that gets you a long way in some cases. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a wrestling fan, guys. I'm sorry. I just think it's kind of stupid. So I'm not like a huge fan of these people. But like, I mean, The Rock's cool. You know,
the Rock his whole career is about his charisma, so I get it. I just don't see John Cena having that same charisma. And like the Dave Bautista has been like a surprisingly charismatic person. I didn't think he was going to be that successful outside of wrestling either, but he has actually become a legit like action star that's like in legit movies and getting to do
He was
cool
really
shit.
good in Blade Runner.
Yes, he was.
I was like, holy shit,
He was
can
really
actually
good.
act. Like, that's insane.
He was really good in his part as an intimidating like the intimidating big thug guy in Spectre too in James Bond. So like I really do like Dave Bautista in movies. But yeah, I just don't see John Cena that way yet. Not there yet.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, people like you.
Yeah.
And they will capitalize on that.
For sure. I was going to also say that let's cover a couple of movies because we both got to watch a couple movies over a movie over the time that we had in between shows. Rachel got to watch The Gentleman, which was like a surprise to me that you wanted to watch that movie because I'd seen the trailers and I was like, oh, this looks fun, but you hadn't for whatever reason. You missed the trailers for however long, and then all of a sudden, like the week before, you saw one, you're like, I have to watch this movie. And I feel like I've never seen you, not never, but like I rarely see you do that in like a that genuine of a way where like you saw it that week before and you're like, when is this movie coming out? Like for real, I wanted to see it. Like, 'cause I know you like some action movies, but typically you don't watch a lot of them. You haven't watched Kingsman. You haven't watched like some of the other like tentpole action movies that have come out. But for whatever reason, this one drew you. What was it about it that drew you?
I mean, honestly, it sounds funny or it sounds weird, I guess. But like, honestly, it's Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Because like I've seen this thing of Hugh Grant like being this like having this weird Cockney accent that like, because I mean I'm just used to him in rom-coms. Like that's literally all I've ever seen him in is rom-coms, and he's good in rom-coms, and he's funny, and he's always like kind of goofy and like, you know, cute and, you know, handsome or whatever. And then just to like not have seen him for so long, because like literally the last thing I think I've seen him in was Love Actually. Because, like, I think, was he in the Bridget Jones series?
He was. I think he was.
Was he?
I think it was him and Colin Firth, but I
can't remember. I think so.
My British fans will need to educate me on Bridget Jones' Diary.
But anywho, I know he's been in a bunch of, like, you know, like I said, he's just known for being, like, silly. And he's still being silly in this. But to see him, like, kind of, like almost, like, purposely not looking like handsome and like putting on this really like I don't want to say dirty, but like just very kind of like grungy kind of accent. And like
it's definitely not as posh as you want or as you expect out of Hugh Grant.
And just like him doing these like one-liners and stuff like that, I was cracking the fuck up. I was like, what? I just like that was literally what drew me. I was like, I just have to see Hugh Grant being this way in a movie. And he was fucking phenomenal in this movie. Him, like, and like literally just the whole cast. Well, that, and I was like, I think that was another thing that drew me. It was like such a diverse cast because it was. I'm gonna pull it up just so I don't forget anybody, but it was Matthew McConaughey is like he's the main
baddie.
Well, and that's the thing is like. In a lot of ways, you don't ever know who really is, because there really aren't any good people in this movie.
Yeah.
Like
they're all bad people.
Literally, they're all bad people in a one way or another. Like, because it's essentially about like underground weed dealing, and then these other factions and gangs that are trying to either buy him out. Because he has this weed monopoly for like underground selling, and it's kind of I mean it was really well done because like it's kind of showing like I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. It's like showing what the like the economic practicalities are of like the way that people who are now dealing like underground
drugs or whatever
have to do now, because there's a lot of it where like there's this partly like I don't want to spoil too much of it, but basically like Matthew McConaughey's character is like he's trying to kind of get out at the best time that he can, because he knows that it's because it's legal or is becoming legal.
Yeah.
Like he knows that he needs to
get as much money as he can before.
And like basically transfer this off, and also he's just tired of
launder
being
that
a drug
money, bro.
Yeah, and he's been in the business for quite a while, and he's done some pretty shitty things in his life because he's been a drug dealer, and but he has this really like very smooth underground business that he's been able to do kind of like underground. Where they're kind of explaining that. And it makes sense that it'd be hard to have like large plots of land in England where you can have weed, because it like they showed that it's like England, or like, you know, the UK is not a very big place. It seems like it is, but literally like they put it, I think they put it on a map of America, and it only takes up maybe like a few states in like the Midwest.
It's
like
not
it's not a very
large,
big place. So they're so it's interesting. Like I said, it really like delves into like how if you were to like obviously a lot of, I mean, this is fictional, but like because so much of the land is either already like it's been around for, you know, millennia, and like so everything's already in townships, and everybody knows everybody else in most of these towns. So you can't really pull the wool over someone's eyes and build a big fucking, like, you know, empire, crop of weed, you know? So it's interesting how they show how he's been able to do this. And then there's this kind of younger up and coming entrepreneur who is possibly going to buy him out. And then the logistics of that is very interesting. And like, I didn't think they could make that interesting, but I was very intrigued, and I was like, oh, this is really cool, kind of. And like, but then like there's like these, like there's kind of like a Chinese gang that is trying to
Asian gang.
Asian gang.
Hashtag Asian gang. Hashtag yellow wave. Let's do it. I think that's what they're calling the like Asian people being represented in movies. I think it's the yellow wave. I think I'm not being racist against my own people for saying that. I think that was what it has been dubbed via social media. Mm-hmm. Henry Golding, of course, getting to be in the movie.
Yes, Henry Golding is really, really good in this movie, and very like if you only know him for Crazy Rich Asians, you're gonna see a very different character from him. Holy shit. Because I think he's very handsome, and I was like, I hate you. I really hate you so much. I hate you. He plays such a fucking douchebag. So he's in it. Tom Wu is in it. He's very, very good.
Charlie Hunnam, I know, is in it.
Yeah, Charlie Hunnam is also phenomenal performance. Just so good. Like him and Hugh Grant have like are pretty much like. There's like, I would say maybe a full half hour of the movie is just them in a room talking to each other and going back and forth with quips, and it's just mwah, it's
you would have watched that.
Oh, I could have just had the whole movie be this. It was so good. It was literally just them in a room talking, and then like, I guess, I mean, I'm assuming this is the director's style of doing things, but there's a lot of like, it's a lot of the scenes take place in one room, and then it's like him telling the story and then flashing to it. And then he's telling him a story and they're flashing to it.
Interesting.
And then, so back and forth kind of like that, like where it's like, okay, now I'm going to tell you this tale. And so it's interstitials where he'll say something to him and back and forth kind of a thing. Matthew McConaughey's great. Michelle Dockery, which I don't feel like I've really seen her in much else, but I was looking her up and I think she's really, like, she's been in Downton Abbey. And let's see what else. Excuse me. She's just been in a lot of British stuff. She was in Angie Tribeca, which I never watched. But yeah, just a lot of like small things that I never really saw. or things like more like British centric things that I've never
Yeah.
seen. Jeremy Strong is in it.
Okay.
Again, I don't know that I've seen that much that he's done. But he was very, very good in it as well. This guy, have you seen him in anything?
He doesn't ring a bell right now.
He was
That's
like the young entrepreneur, but he's very like
snooty.
very snooty and like kind of looks down his nose at everybody and like oh, I'm so much smarter than you. Like, why are you even talking to me? Kind of thing. Colin Farrell is his name is just Coach. They never say his real name.
It's kind of funny that
he's a boxing coach.
You mentioned all these people, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, Colin Farrell's in it too.
Yeah,
like yeah,
yeah.
This is a pretty star-studded cast.
And that's the thing is like, and everybody just brings it. Like, that's the thing is like there was never like really a scene where I felt like someone wasn't putting in like 110% because he was just so fucking good, man. He was so good. And even like these, like, there's kind of some like more character actor people, like the kids that are at the gym that he coaches at, that are basically trying to be thugs, but they're basically like trying to be TikTok stars and thugs at the same time, which is hilarious. And it's, oh my God, there's some great shit, but they're really good at fighting. So even though they're like kind of douchey and silly, like they're still kicking ass, and it's hilarious. But like Colin has to be like the dad, and it's so great. He's just trying to like wrangle these fucking kids and shit.
It is fun to see Colin Farrell do something more fun instead of having to do these like.
But it definitely does a lot of this accent, like he's very like,
because he's been doing like a lot of these. It's like his comeback has been his comeback year for a couple years here, like doing like sweet dad roles in Disney movies, and now he gets to do this kind of fun, British action comedy, and that's cool. That's cool that he's getting to do that.
This guy's in it, which I don't.
Oh yes, he is a great character actor. I don't remember his name either.
Eddie Marson.
Yes, he's been in a lot of stuff, and I've always seen him.
He's really, really good in this too. Yeah, but like even just like there's some like guys who are just like kind of thugs that are in it that are really great. But anyway, like it's a very like it never feels like it lags.
Okay,
it's very
quick paced. Yeah.
And it has almost like a Ocean's 11 type vibe to it. Like there's a lot of twists and turns in it that you kind of don't expect. I will say,
it's Guy Ritchie, so yeah, he has a certain style, and he definitely sticks to it. And you kind of know what you are getting out of Guy Ritchie when you see his name. What is she doing? She's playing with the toy now.
That ornament.
Yeah.
Which is now a toy now.
Yeah.
But anyway, I highly recommend it. It is violent, but it's very much like, I don't even think, apart from maybe a couple scenes where it's like gun violent, you don't really see anything that happens. It's all kind of implied.
Okay.
There's kind of a gross out-ish moment in the middle, but you kind of see it coming. Like, you're like, oh, okay, this is going to happen. Like, there's a lead up to it, but it's still kind of gross. And it was a little almost too much for me, but luckily, like...
You powered through. You're able to power
powered through it. And then there's also a sexual assault scene in it, I will say, just because it may be triggering for some people, and it's very realistic and kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
So just be aware of that. It involved my guy that I liked, so it was sad. I was like, no, I really hate you. I didn't want to hate you, but I hate you. Anyway, but yeah, but he gets his comeuppance, and so it's kind of like, all right,
it's fine.
It's not fine, but
there's
there's
retribution,
yeah. But it's like weirdly, it's like kind of uplifting at the end.
Oh, interesting.
In a way, like you feel, because like there is one bad person that you end up kind of rooting for, and they get away with what they need to get away with, and so you're kind of like, yeah, that's cool.
And she isn't telling a lot because I have not seen it yet. I
want him to see it. So yeah, but it's I thought it was great. I thought it was a really good movie. I'm surprised more people haven't been talking about it, but go see The Gentleman. It's really fun. It's good stuff.
Speaking of movies in general that just came out too, I went and watched Birds of Prey today. Actually, I watched it like hours before we sat down to record tonight. We were gonna watch it this weekend. Rachel did get wind that it was very, very violent, and it was. So Rachel decided not to watch the movie, which is fine. Because it's not for everybody. Like, ultra violence is not for everyone. So if you didn't think that Birds of Prey was going to be crazy violent, I'm here to tell you within the first 5 to 10 minutes, yeah, it's pretty fucking violent. I'm gonna say, like, so this movie, you remember Suicide Squad, where it felt off because the tone was very off, like, because David Ayer wanted to make a kind of dark movie, but then the trailer was so fun, they made it kind of a fun movie at the beginning with like the intros and the stats and stuff like that. So what this movie did right was that it got the tone right for Harley Quinn. Like, it was a fun, like, romp with Harley Quinn. And it's very comic booky, where the intros were all just like, kind of like Suicide Squad did it with like the title cards and all that type of stuff. So it was like almost Scott Pilgrim-esque, like the way they introduced characters. It was kind of fun to see like the name, what reason they're in the movie, like, and little things about them. I will say the movie had a lot of like exposition, because you kind of have to establish what Harley Quinn has been doing since she broke up with the Joker, which is like, obviously that's not a spoiler, because that's like, and that's like in the trailer. She broke up with the Joker, and she's now dealing with the consequences of being by. Is
Jared Leto in it at all?
No, there's like one shot of like the back of an actor that kind of looked like the Joker, but Jared Leto is not in the movie at all. Okay, there's not one hint of him. Okay,
I was just curious if they had even like one little thing of him, or no?
No, not really. They just reference him off by name, and like there was that one shot, and that's it. And it's probably not even him. I don't think it was even him.
Yeah,
but
probably not.
I'll say, super violent. There's a lot of like scenes where people are getting their bones broken, people getting shot. Huntress shoots at least 6 people in the neck. It's kind of crazy. That's kind of her thing. And like, they do a really good job of interweaving the characters and giving you a reason why they're all going to be together. And it's like, you kind of flash back and flash forward as well. They do a lot of that. But I will say the 2 big things that I got out of it, Margot Robbie is incredible as Harley Quinn. She really dove into this this like character, especially for this one. She was really good. Obviously, we thought she was very good in Suicide Squad as well. But her getting to drive the vehicle this time and getting to hear her do the voiceover and like explain things and like really dive into the character, you really see a lot of it. And it's really fun to see her actually play on her being a psychiatrist, because like there's several moments in the movie where she like analyzes other characters and like helps like them figure out their own shit, and it's like, that's cool. Oh, it's cool. It's a great like nod to that character and where she came from. Like, she's still super smart, she just fucked up. She's still very, very smart. But so she's fantastic. I thought the cast was great in their parts. There wasn't any super standouts. I thought Mary Elizabeth Winstead was pretty good. I thought, forget her name, the lady who plays Renee Montoya, she was good as well. But I will say, I did not expect Ewan McGregor like to be as good as he was as the villain. You really do enjoy watching him, but you hate him. Like, it's established pretty well off right in the beginning why you hate him. But he's like, he is having so much fun being this villain. And like, I don't know that I've seen Ewan McGregor have be a character that's this much fun on screen in a long time. Nice. So it was really a joy to watch him. I say, and also the action sequences. If I can tell you, the fight sequences in this movie where Harley Quinn is like fighting bad guys or Huntress is fighting bad guys. Some of the best action choreography I've seen in a long time.
Nice.
Like, it's not as realistic as like, because like Atomic Blonde obviously focused on the realism of having to fight the way that a woman would have to fight with bad guys and stuff like that. This one leans into like beautiful art choreography, fight choreography, and they just the women just have power. Like, the way that they fight is just so much fun, and the way that it's shot is so much fun. There's this like prison breakout scene where they're kind of in the it's goofy. They kind of just like, she goes in because she needs to save the girl, get the little girl out of the jail, and the sprinkler system, for whatever reason, when she breaks into the thing, she busts the sprinkler system, so it's like in the rain, but it's like artfully done. It's not like in any other movie, if it was like, I feel like if it was directed by anyone other than a woman, it would have been an excuse to be like, oh, Margot Robbie's in a fucking wet t-shirt and fighting and stuff like that. But this was really all about like the amazing fight choreography of her just beating ass in this jail in the rain or whatever, using the water for like a reason, and like she's sliding and stuff like that and doing these sweet moves. Like, it's really, really cool. Nice. I just think it's incredible. I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised at how the numbers have worked out. It did get number 1 this weekend, but it's a lower number than was projected, I guess. But it's an R-rated movie, and it is very, very violent. So like, you can't bring kids to this movie. Yeah. Like, so it's gonna be not that high. Like, and like, unfortunately, it's not like as hyped as word of mouth yet as the Joker was, but it is so much more fun. It's so much fun to watch. These characters get to interact and have fun. Your girl, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, did a great job. I did do a small whoop for her for you, because I know that was what you were excited about. I love you. Really love Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Scott Pilgrim's one of my favorite movies of all time, and I love her in that. And I will tell you, her character in this is very kind of like Scott Pilgrim-esque, because she's like, I've already been kind of in spoiler territory, but the way that she speaks when you finally hear her talk, because she is introduced as a very intimidating character and whatever, but like, she is basically an assassin, and she wanted to get back at the people who killed her family. She witnessed her whole family die in front of her and stuff like that, but then she got raised by assassins that taught her how to do this stuff. She's just happenstance in the city because she's trying to kill the people that are also involved with what Harley Quinn's going through. So you think at some point that she's hunting Harley Quinn, but she's not. She's hunting the people that are around Harley Quinn. Oh, okay. But once you find out who she is and like she interacts with the people, she's just like a really awkward person who is trying to make a name for herself by killing the people that they're punishing those people. Okay. It's like the way that she speaks is very like she's never interacted and been friends with anyone. So she's like a very awkward. She almost reminds me of the drummer girl from Scott Pilgrim, the way that she plays it. Oh. Yeah. It's like a very like stoic, but like not confident in herself sort of person. And it's just really fun. It's so fun to watch her do that. Cause like in the scope of the movie, people keep calling her the crossbow killer, but she's trying to call herself Huntress. And so there's a couple of scenes where people call her the crossbow killer, and she's like, I'm fucking Huntress. Like trying to get her point across and be intimidating instead of like whatever. But yeah, no, I thought it was a fun ride. I can't wait to watch it again, hopefully when it comes out on Blu-ray, because I want to see some of the like deleted scenes. I want to see more stuff from Ewan McGregor being Black Mask. I think it's cool that I just think it's cool that we have this ability to do these like one-off movies that are kind of fun and with a character that hasn't gotten the love it deserves on screen, and this is finally giving it that. And everyone I've seen that has watched it so far has been pretty positive about it.
It's certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes too. But yeah, I would, if you want a fun kind of violent, Deadpool-ish violent movie, this is a lot of fun. Like this is essentially DC's Deadpool. Like that's how I would see it, and I think they did a really good way. So
Cool.
yeah. Does that make you want to see it?
Yeah.
The violence?
Not the violence, but like I do want to see it at some point. I just need you to be there with me to be like, okay, don't watch this part. Don't watch this part.
Yeah. You'll. There's gonna be definitely fun parts that you're gonna be like, just turn away. There's one part, especially when Black Mask gets introduced. The first thing
I read about it.
The first thing he does to someone is like, Jesus Christ, we're going like that?
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I read that. Well, that was that basically when I read that, like the thing he does, I was like, no, nope.
Yeah.
Cause like, yeah, there's stuff with like, just in general in movies, like, and TV shows, and it's also why I can't watch a lot of period stuff is, like, heads getting chopped off, like, is really, really, like, fucks with me. Like, I can't deal with it. Like, I'll just be like,
Yeah.
Like, I can't, oh, hi, Morph. How you doing?
Yeah, he's just showing up here.
Hi, buddy.
Hey.
You're, like, surprisingly graceful for how heavy you are. Like, I don't hear you move. You're silent.
They learn from the best. They learn from their mother.
Yep. I'm silent like the night. But anyway, yeah. So in general, that always gives me the.
It was definitely, even for me, where I'm like not super squeamish about a lot of things, but when I saw it, I was just like, "Holy crap! That's how we're gonna introduce this character and his crony." Like, it's pretty crazy.
Like,
so
no,
it's semi implied, but you also do see like the result of it for like a second or whatever. But yeah, like there's a lot of like gun violence. There's a lot of stabbing. There's a lot of like bones breaking, within the really artful fight choreography and stuff like that. But yeah, I still would recommend it. I'm glad I got to actually see it. I think that the performances were really good. I like the team up. Yeah, I hope they do another one because I think Harley Quinn is deserving of another round. We've seen Joker a million times. I think that we can give Harley Quinn a little breathing room, especially now that like I've been hearing that Harley Quinn cartoon. Have you heard about that cartoon that's on the DC Universe thing? That it's like super fun.
It looks like it.
It looks like it is.
It looks like yeah, because it's almost like an Adult Swim type thing.
Yeah.
It looks cool. Yeah.
So we have to find someone who has DC Universe and borrow that so that I can watch it.
Yeah.
I would give Harley Quinn the Birds of Prey, the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. I would give it about a B+. I'd say B. Because I think there were things that they could have done a little bit better, but overall, a lot of fun to watch. Like, and they just did a really great job.
Yes.
Anything else you want to cover? Let me see if I have any other notes. But I don't think so.
No, not really.
But yeah, happy 5-year anniversary of the podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us on the journey again. We can't appreciate you guys enough. If you guys like the show, please subscribe to us on other platforms. We have Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify.
We have a YouTube channel.
You have a YouTube channel now where we'll be putting all of our podcasts from here on out on YouTube as well. So you'll have that available to you. But yeah, it's been an amazing ride. And tune in Friday, hopefully on our Instagram. We'll have something figured out to give away and have a little interactive fun with you guys. But yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I was like winding down, like looking at you, like, tell me something.
I'm all out.
All out.
Hopefully next time I won't be sick.
We'll get you out of this funk. But yeah,
Please do.
we're hoping on Valentine's Day to watch Sonic. So look forward to that next episode.
I'm stoked, man. I'm just going there to have fun, and so far, like, I mean, really, the only person I've seen who like gave it a review was Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
my homeboy. And he cried, I guess. So that tells you.
Okay.
He's like a huge Sonic fan. So, but yeah, he said he was like super excited.
I mean,
and had a lot of fun. So,
I mean, what's not to like besides the design of the first trailer? Now that it's fixed, there's not much not to like. There's
like
it's
Ben Schwartz is
as
great.
Sonic,
Yeah.
and Ben Schwartz is great.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey getting to be crazy fucking Dr. Robotnik.
Fuck yeah.
I love it. James Marsden's in the movie. I
Yeah.
love James Marsden. I
Yeah.
think he's a great
He's
actor.
great,
He has fun comedic timing and stuff like that. So what do I want out of a Sonic movie? I don't even know. I just want to go see it.
Yeah, and I mean, just the fact that like Jim Carrey hasn't literally done anything except for like some shows on HBO or something.
Yeah, super artistic stuff he's been doing. Yeah,
and like so, I've definitely excited to be like, yeah, I get to see crazy Jim Carrey again,
The
like
classic.
really funny, crazy Jim Carrey again. So yeah,
it's a throwback, classic Coke.
I'm down. Hell yeah.
All right, well, you guys go forth and be nerdly. Come check us out next episode, and watch out for our 5-year giveaway coming soon. We'll talk to you guys
Bye-bye.
later. Bye.
Who are we? Dopest show you ever heard, you see. It will be. In your eardrum like an infectious beat. We complete. They like when the short and long hear me. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdies. Who are we? The dopest show you ever heard, you see. It will be. In your eardrum like an infectious beat. We complete. They like when the short and long hear me. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdlies.